some on map gameplay. It's a bit interesting here because I just spotted two armies. Army of the Potomac, I'd say 34,000 actual size, and Army of Shenandoah 18,000. I believe it's 18 and not 25,000. So heading up here, 54,000 Confederates heading northwards towards Alexandria, heading towards Army of Northeastern Virginia with 37,000 men or so. I just introduced a project, Army Reforms. So we now have 1st Corps, 2nd Corps under Hamilton, and 1st Corps under Hancock. It's gonna give us a little bit better command, I believe. I am keeping a couple of division, 1st and 4th Division, under direct army command. I realized that I don't like to move around the army headquarters without any troops attached to it. So now we have 3 on-map units, the army headquarters and the corps. And given all the units in this army to 1-year volunteers. The artillery, however, are like some of them are 12 months volunteer, but most of them are regular army, so they're in for the duration. Doesn't really matter, but and also I've tried to give Army of Northeastern Virginia some decent upgraded rifle muskets, Springfields. We have some Lawrence rifles here around, and even some what you call them, Augustine reboard muskets. They're in this mod, they are a tiny bit better, I figure, than the Springfield muskets. Still, there are 1 or 2 units that still carries the old Springfield muskets in this army because there just isn't enough there's not enough to get around. But as you can see, we're gonna be outnumbered. Wow, if they hit us with 54,000 and we're only like 37, yeah, we're gonna be fairly heavily outnumbered, that's for sure. Not much to do about it because our men fielded here is 80 and they are fielding, the south is fielding 97,000. We are only 6 days away from being able to recruit 24-month volunteers. So by now there's not much to do. And here's the thing, I've been sitting still with the Army of Northeastern Virginia and it's just barely on yellow. So, I mean, I could start moving them, I suppose. I could retreat into Washington. But here's the thing. If I lose this battle, I have nothing standing in the way of Washington. So that basically means the war. And we are going to fight, I'd say, about 3-2. And since I'm trying to limit myself to fortifications, but we have been sitting here for a month. So I'm thinking about using breastworks. Not parapets, not upgraded parapets, improved parapets, but breastworks. I mean, usually you can build them during the combat. I'm not even sure if there's going to be a battle. We won at Grafton, but the Army of the James kind of got down to yellow readiness after that battle. That's fine. And we also have a Army of Occupation. I need to rename that. I don't know why that you would call, like, I don't know. But anyway, this is a rather decent army, or actually good one, but it's down to yellow readiness as well. I moved it over towards Grafton and then back here to Cumberland. So, but I'm now sending it towards Harper's Ferry depot here, just to not confuse, to distract the AI from hitting Alexandria with everything they got. The Army of Eastern Tennessee here, it's just a token force of, I don't know, half a brigade, like a small brigade. So this is not really an army. I haven't seen any moves in Tennessee. Sorry, Kentucky or Tennessee. Yeah. Well, I guess they're 11,000. Well, I saw them 1st of August. That's 3 weeks ago. The Kentucky force here is around 8,000, so yeah, I mean, they don't outnumber us that heavily if these scouting reports are correct. The Army of Mississippi isn't activated yet. They have a lot of recruits coming, but as you can see, oh, there's actually a brigade. Maybe that's something I transferred here. 3 days, 3 days. All right, so in 3 days, oh, all right. Grant's Army of the Mississippi is deploying in 3 days. So that's going to be 8,000 with 24 guns. That's going to come online. I suppose they'll all be on low readiness. But still, when they're gray, they're off map. They're being trained or whatever, recruiting or deploying. So at least they're gonna be able to fight defensively, maybe build a fort, although we don't have any money. We borrowed another 25 million, and we're showing a heavy surplus now, but tomorrow we might be showing a negative deficit. Army of the West, it's around 7k here. We haven't really seen any Confederate forces, so I'm very happy with Missouri and Kentucky being at the stalemate now. So we'll just gonna unpause here and see. I mean, the Confederates should hit us now. It's a good idea. No, they're actually stopping. All right. Interesting. It seems they can't take control of Mannassas Depot. I'm thinking whether I should burn it or not. You can abandon it, get the supplies. Although, yeah. Now they're okay, so they're not going to engage it. They're sending the Army of Shenandoah back towards somewhere, towards Richmond. That's a little bit confusing. I think it would have been a good idea for the AI to hit me 54 to 37,000. Those are pretty good odds. And now with Army of Occupation, it's barely able to move offensively, but we don't have any opposition here, so just move in. Well, I really thought there was going to be a field battle that I could show you. Subsidized industries. That okay? We have slow movement because we have low readiness. I guess we sit on Harper's Ferry here and just rest. As long as the Army of the Potomac doesn't go up there and hit us. The other army is 18,000. Could we fight that? No. Well, yeah, it sucks being outnumbered because you can be hit by. They outnumber us 18,000 in the field armies, 19,000 right now. And here's the thing, I don't know if you were to recruit now 12-month volunteer units, and then when I am finished researching 24-month, researching the policy here, 24-month militia act, it says an act that changes the contract length of new volunteer units, which I interpret as if you recruit new ones, you will have them for 24 months. The old ones they're gonna stay on 12 months. However, when I started the campaign, I had a bunch of 3-month volunteer recruits. The Lincoln 25,000 volunteer for putting down the rebellion. They had only 11 days to go until they weren't gonna be around anymore, but they all prolonged to 12 months, whereas they only had 11 months left, which is weird because, I mean, if they had served 3 months and they were 12-month contracts, it should have been 9 months left, right? 12 minus 3 is 9, but they are all on 11. You can just check the Army of Northeastern Virginia here, and you'll see that they're all now serving 12-month contracts and remaining is 11 months. So I don't understand that feature at all, how the 3-month contracts I can understand that they are being prolonged. And to be honest, maybe like half of these brigades manpower disappeared. I don't think so though. I feel like the army is around the same size. It was around 40,000. It's a little bit weaker now. I think that's the disabled ones. I have a feeling that supply is now harsher, or I mean, I have a depot here in Mannassas, right? It's a 2 dots upgraded one. It has most of the stuff, provisions. So why do I have so many disabled troops? I think the mod just makes supply harsher than in the regular vanilla game. Okay, so I suppose we should capture Harper's Ferry. No? Well, this I don't understand. Does it take a while for us to grab this? Right, Buell. It's super weird. But there's so much. Oh, there you go. It was just a graphic updates glitch. So now we capture Harper's Ferry. It has all different sorts of stuff. It's not lacking anything. So it has everything we need, and I'm hoping now to get up the readiness a bit better here. And we are capturing Winchester, aren't we, as we sit here? I do have a feeling that getting readiness up is slower than in vanilla. So I suppose this might be a really short stream, because if we go 6 days without a combat, okay, we have a Battle of the Atlantic, and with Atlantic raiding squadron retreating, the engagement was a complete victory with the enemy fleet thoroughly whipped. One ships have been sunk. Okay, it seems we can more or less just leave the blockading fleets out there. Although I did create a Block Island Sound Squadron. I think that's the one. Where is it? Here it is. I want to move that. See if I don't quite know how blockades work. But where could we place it? I just discovered there was one small port down here called Jacksonville, actually Fernandina. All right, so I'm going to try to move this Block Island Squadron down here, and I suppose we'll put it on. It is an offensive, but we're going to put it on blockade. So now, right, okay, there's another port here that's not being blockaded yet. Oh, this one doesn't really blockade, does it? Is it too far away? Let's move it a bit closer. See what happens. Okay. Well, I'm not scared to fight Army Potomac 34,000 versus my 37,000. 1v1 defensive. Usually you can at least defeat the AI. You might not have a super great successful battle, but usually it will be okay. Right, let's go to speed 5. We could probably go to speed 20. Here, someone reached McKean. Oh, alright. And even though they are within the outer blue circle, it's not kind of a blockade. Oh, did I oh, I didn't place blockade. I forgot to blockade with this fleet. I wonder if we couldn't move this one a bit closer and grab Apologically. If we put it like here, don't you think we'll grab... Can you use blockade more than one port? No. I think the flames on top of this port means it's blockaded, but this one doesn't have any flames. Yeah, Mervyn. It's interesting to see that all these navies, they have very nice perks, amphibious attack and level 2 blockading squadron. I don't think that's a mod thing. I don't think you have flotillas like that in the... I don't know why these are out of supply. You should be able to support them with naval supply transport, I suppose, but yeah, that's how it is. Charleston is under siege and Savannah is under blockade here, I suppose, with this fleet. This is a very important one. Maybe I should reinforce this one a bit. Let's give him another steam sloop. Oh yeah, steam. What do we have? We have a bark. Give him that. I'm trying to find 100% ships. We have a steam frigate, 40 guns. I'm gonna give that to him. Yes, I don't know what I'm doing with navies, but so here's a weird thing. Wilmington is under blockade, it seems, because it's burning. I'll learn as we go along. The naval blockade. So to me, everything is going okay now. We're on the offensive, capturing Winchester. That's nice, and I don't see the Union really pushing us anywhere. I am nervous. I'm really looking forward to end of August so that we can recruit 24-month volunteers a bit here and there. And after that is the question, the Confederates. All right, so we already have engaged the military one policy or act. When you do it with the Confederacy in vanilla, I think you get 6 brigades, 99-month regular army. Here it doesn't say that you get any free brigades, but on the other hand, the Union Army has a ton of different artillery batteries that are a regular army, and also quite a few. Maybe they only have 6 infantry regular battalions or whatever units. So, see, it's a bit weird here that some units have different, because you see this one has 3 bars on top of it, and it's a regiment, and it has 1,000 men. I have green replacement priority, so let's see how high up it goes, but it's not a brigade, it's a regiment. It has a regimental 3-line symbol instead of a star, which is a brigade. So I'm not sure whether this can go up much above 1,000. And yeah, and brigades, when you recruit them, are a max size of 2,500 troops. In vanilla, they're 3,000. So maybe you get 6 of these regiments. Also, I think I have the battalion as well. That's even smaller, like 750 men. No, they seem to all be regiments, and oh, these are cavalry. I'm still a bit confused with the mod. I think I prefer the mod over the vanilla so far, but it's still, I mean, I really don't know what the changes mean. Well, the weapons are changed quite a lot, and that is easy to understand, but it's a bit overwhelming because there's so many weapons and they change so many variables out of them. After all, I'd say they just balance them. I'd say not really yeah, I mean, it just feels more realistic. Smaller differences, but incremental in a good way. Okay, so we captured Winchester. It seems to take forever to get the readiness up. Let's go to speed 20. 27th of August. Okay, remember I set the Confederacy aggressiveness 1 below average. So the Confederacy should be quite defensive. Not on the lowest setting though. The Army of the Potomac is moving on rail somewhere. They're moving south. Oh, here comes Army of Shenandoah. Now we got weapons. Alright. We got 12 pounder Napoleons. Only 16 of them. How we're doing with money? Yeah. We're not gonna order more artillery. I'll divide those 16 12-pound Napoleons off camera. Alright. So here comes Army of the Shannon Peninsula, 6,000. And what's underneath? Well, that's not possible to tell, is it? 6,000. Oh, let's see here. Can I get a scouting report? Almost. Army of the Shenandoah, 18. Oh shit. So 24,000 here. And 36 here. Fuck, that's like 60,000 troops to my 40. Not even 40. Less than 40. Well, that's the thing. I have to fight them. Because this is the... I chosen to recruit a bunch of 24-month volunteers. Let's see if they attack us. This is kind of exciting. End of August. I actually think my policy went through here. So now I could either do a 40-day Militia Act 4. That would allow me to recruit 36 months recruits. I mean, that's obviously the one I want. Okay, so I just need to check something. If I pick a random brigade here now from my army, they remain 12-month contracts. They did not upgrade to 24 months. That makes it... So I guess the scenario mod setup tells the 3-month contracts to become 12-month contracts. Maybe that's what happened historically. I don't know, but... I feel like I want to recruit a couple of 24-month contracts. But how many? That's a good question, isn't it? Did Department of Washington possibly get reinforced? No. Let's go over to Army of Mississippi, see how it's doing. I probably have to mess around a bit with leaders. The Union doesn't have the best leaders. Okay, so Army of Mississippi is now deployed. We got a bunch of different units here. We got... These are all... No, they're 1-year volunteers. 1-year volunteers. Alright. Okay, so... I guess what we need to do is just sit here and build up a bit of preparedness. They have 6 fielder guns. Okay, that's not gonna fly. We need to give them... We have 19 12-pounder Napoleons. I'm gonna do that off camera. So now we have... Oh, now we have 93,000 men fielded, but the Confederacy they're just recruiting. I don't think we can last 40 days without throwing some volunteers. I guess I go and do some off-camera recruiting of 24-month volunteers, and I really don't see. The best thing to do is just wait 40 days and recruit the main part of our army. Oh, we could. What happens if we take military 2 now? 51 days. Military policies allow new legislation to strengthen the nation's military and introduce new means of recruitment. Okay. Maximum amount of annual military subsidies increase. Okay. With each new policy level. I know. Permitting the financing. I don't know what NMXP, National Morale XP gain. Yeah, it seems like this only gives more subsidies. This doesn't give any new subsidies, the act itself. Oh, these are acts. Here are the policies. The policies give more possible subsidies, whereas the acts just give longer volunteer contracts. Alright, so to me it just feels like a given one that in 40 days, that will be early September, we will recruit the larger part of our army. That's gonna last us into 1864. Enrollment Act, enforced conscription. All male citizens and immigrants that have filed for citizenship will be subject to mandatory military service. This will increase the recruitment base significantly and will allow draft units to be formed. However, unwilling soldiers will have lower morale, and the imposition of the draft will spark protests from the citizens. National morale -4. Alright. Replacement speed increased. Draftees now available. Interesting. When you do this act as the Confederacy, all your 36-month volunteers, their contracts are prolonged to the for the duration of the war. And also in the mod, it does not do it for the Union. So, and I guess you do this when you run out of volunteers. We had around 64,000 volunteers. Let's see, 1 month later, if I were to recruit, I'd say, oh, we already have 125,000 volunteers. Do we gain 60,000 volunteers monthly? That surely must stop. But I mean, we don't need more. We don't have weapons for 125,000 troops. We couldn't afford it. But so I will recruit some 24-month contracts, as few as possible, and then we'll just go for 36 months contracts. I'd say all players do it, but I just feel like you can't really, considering the odds here, you know, I just need more troops in my army. So I'll be off to do some off-camera recruitment, and I'll see you in the next one. Sorry I couldn't present you field battle. I don't control the AI. Bye.